Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, and that's also my screen name. We are back with episode 17 of our Medieval Dynasty Season 3 playthrough. Today we're starting off by finishing up the quest in Ostoya, and then we're going to go see what's going on in the northwest quest-wise. Then we'll be back to building the main village location. We're probably also going to have to go on a bit of a mine run to make sure that we get enough bronze that we can get some scythes for the villagers so that they can handle the fields without us having to interfere. But that's the main plan for today. So if you guys learn anything useful today, or if you have a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. And if you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, we're going to go ahead and launch in. Alright, here we are. Now we still have a quest that we had started but hadn't finished down in Ostoya. And then we still have to go up to Klonica. I could not remember the name of that town, save my soul. So let's start out by heading down to Ostoya. And see, well, let's start out by making some tools out of the bronze that we currently have, and then we can just use our bronze run later to replenish, instead of waiting until afterwards and them not getting everything done. But I figure using the bronze now so that they don't run out of tools while we're out and about is probably better than waiting until after we'd already done the mine run, and then trying to build the tools. And yeah, we're a little low on bronze, but that's fine, because we'll get it back. Oh, I would love to harvest their field. Well, you know, that's a good question. I wonder if it's just a trade-off for the amount of damage they do, because if you look, they actually are a significant damage increase. So we have 45 damage on the bronze, and if we look at the iron, they're 55, so that's a 10-point jump. Most of the other ones are only 5-point jumps. So I wonder if that's how they offset it for balance reasons, maybe? But anything I say there's just going to be supposition. I don't actually know. Iron is very heavy in real life, yes. Of course, bronze isn't exactly light either. We got them on all sides, guys. We got bandits in front and wolves behind. That was kind of touch and go there for just a moment. It would be nice if we could have like aluminum arrows, because this wouldn't be too heavy. You know what? The cheese is the only thing that's really worth anything here. Although we do want the wine bottle. Now your sleep schedule's backwards, you were up all night. I feel your pain there. It usually takes me a couple of days to get back on track if I oversleep. That's why I have a tendency to get up so early even on the weekends. I don't know how I missed that shot. Bandit cheese. Alright, stop dancing sideways, because last time you made me miss. There we go. Can we get our arrow back out of your face? No? You love to... So I'm thinking... There's one up here, and then there's the one... Well, I guess this one is fairly close. That's actually not that bad. I didn't realize how close that one was. Your connection was foobar for a moment. Well, that's not good. Hopefully it's just your connection and not the stream doing wonky stuff again. Your hubby is figuring out what an iron arrow would weigh. He works at a metal recycler. That's cool. Well, since the game's in kilograms, it shouldn't be that hard, because you can just look at a periodic table to get the molar weight, and then you can go from there. So you know how much a gram should weigh, and then you can multiply it out to a kilogram. 1 pound for 10 arrows? Well, is that with the wood and the feathers included, or just the iron? So remember, it's 2.204 pounds per kilogram. Alright, Janet, let's talk to you, buddy. I'm happy to see you again. You were right to advise me against both families. This really isn't a place for me. At least you're not starving anymore. What are you up to now? It's good that you've come to this conclusion now when it's not too late. Do you have any ideas what to do next? Do you have a plan, or should I take you in? I have a plan, but I have to ask you for some help. It will allow me to get back to what I was doing years ago. Now I really feel that that's what I want to do. Years ago? I think you have a problem with counting, boy. Don't let my appearance confuse you any further. I may be small, but this is how I've always been. I don't know when I was born, but I remember what I was doing at least 16 winters ago. Sweet baby Jesus. This is becoming more and more interesting. You're full of surprises. Yes, everyone reacts in exactly the same way when it comes to revealing my true age. Bulging eyes and faces frozen in astonishment. But let's get over it. Let's get it over with, shall we? I mentioned that I have a request for you, and it's a matter of life and death for me. I need to make a special concoction, and I lack the final ingredient. I can't share the recipe, but I'll tell you how I learned it after you help me. Alright, sure. I've already gathered some wine, which will be the base of my unique mixture. Believe me, it was hard to obtain them in my case, and I have to guard the spot where I hide them. Bring me some clay vials, linen fabric, and some wool. Okay. Odd requests. We don't have any clay vials on us. Linen fabric we've got at home. And wool we cannot purchase here. Oh, we can. We can purchase wool here. We can probably purchase linen fabric as well. 1 linen fabric and 3 wool. The clay vials are going to be a bit of a different story. We've got a hunter here, but I don't see the other... Oh, the other vendor! We can get some clay vials from the other vendor. Excellent. So it looks like the herbalist symbol. No, 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 no! Don't go to bed! Talk to me! I hate your face. Eh. Oh, did I actually make contact? No, I think I just bumped her. Oh, that's disappointing.
How have you been?
Are you alright? You look like you're in pain. Is that how it looks? Damn, old age is no joy. That's true. Growing old is not for pansies. And it came to me exceptionally early. Since you're here, would you help a suffering man in need? Of course. Elders deserve respect, especially seasoned craftsmen. That's fair. My son, Radzim, takes care of me. He promised to provide me with food and medicine, but I haven't seen him in a while. He's a hunter, you know. He must have come across a tough piece to hunt this time. I guess you want me to look for him? No need. If he's busy with work, let's not bother him. Take this pouch, please. The coins are carefully counted. The orchardist in... I'm not even going to try that name. Provides me with food for my special diet, and the beekeeper prepares my medicines and ointments. There's no need to prolong his suffering. Off I go. Yeah, I hate your face is one of the more... what brings you to me? I would like to collect food for Milbor. He prepared a pouch of coins, as he always does. What do you mean by that? I was asked for a favor by Milibor. He told me his son was collecting food from you. Ah, the special diet. Silly me. I'm guessing that Radzim was busy hunting, so his father sent you for supplies instead. Stinky and full of flies as always. Stinky? I know that healthy food can be tasteless, but flies are a bit much. My friend, are we talking about the same thing? The special diet is the name of a bait. I created it for Radzim for his hunting traps. Rotten meat, tree droppings, rotten eggs, and so on. What, he's feeding it to his old man? I don't want to interfere in the private affairs of hunters. I would only cause problems for my husband, who's a woodcutter. We prefer it when the two sides don't argue. Are you taking it or not? It'll be 5 coins. Here are 5 coins from the pouch. I'm taking the food. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. Be well. That's disturbing. I don't know. I feel like food is something that you shouldn't mess with. When I was working in the pizza shop, it didn't matter how nasty a customer was. It never occurred to me to do anything to their food. That's just messed up. Hello, why might you be buzzing around here? Milibar asked me to collect his medicine and ointment for his joints. I didn't know he was sick. What makes you think I have medicine for him? I must have made a mistake. I thought his son bought them from you to treat his father. I didn't realize you didn't know. Why didn't you say that in the first place it was about Radzim? I sell him honey, a lot of it. I thought he needed it to make liquor. Honey is good for treating simple cold, but not much else. Old Millibor is pretty sure that he got medicine and ointments from you. I've never had such things for sale. I'm neither an herbalist nor a healer. Wait, he was applying honey to his father's skin? The poor craftsman must be bitten by insects all the time. I don't want to get into the details of what's going on between them. Here are the coins. It's too much. Just take some coins from the pouch. As for the ointment, I could always try to make something out of beeswax. Wish Millibor good health for me, and he'd better concentrate on just eating the honey this time. Wow, that kid is messed up. I'm busy. What do you want? Your father asked me to buy him food and medicine. I have them with me, but they're not the best quality. Why are you meddling in matters that aren't your own? Damn, the old man must have already eaten it all up. He's devouring food more and more quickly. Maybe he's getting better? It doesn't matter. You've done your task. You can leave now. But before you go, where's the pouch with the rest of the coins? Well, you know there's money left in the pouch. You lie to him and take the excess coins for yourself, don't you? You know nothing about us, yet you're quick to make judgments. My father is a mean and envious monster. He can't stand not being able to hunt anymore. He won't hesitate to pass the house and workshop onto someone else if I don't serve him. What kind of parent takes his revenge out on his heir out of jealousy? It sounds like he just wants his heir to actually be self-sufficient. First, I lost my mother. She died of a fever from a stupid cut on her leg while gathering berries. My father blamed me for it, and that's how I lost him. He spiraled down, stopped taking care of himself. Millibor owes his condition to himself. Even finding a new craft wasn't enough to sweeten his bitter life. Yeah, no more Wendy's for you. Fair enough. It's a good thing I don't like chili. If you keep deceiving and neglecting your father, you'll soon become as bitter as he is. Do you want that? No, I'm better than that. I don't want to end up like him. Take the remaining coins. Bring me some normal food and herbs, and I'll finish my work here. I won't feed him crap anymore. Good decision. Fight hatred with kindness. I'll bring you what you need. Yeah, I know where merchants are. I don't know why. Oh, I wonder if that has to do with the patch that came out today. There was a patch today, and I was not prepared for it. That's why we got a bit of a late start. I don't know how far we're going to get before the season changes. I don't really want to pay for a ride back when we're going to get yoinked back here momentarily anyway. Like, any minute now. I don't know if they got the fields done or not. I guess with as much rye as we planted and as little rye as we actually need, it really doesn't matter. But... oh, they were so close! They were 4 off! So close. Wait, do we have a quest here? We do! Hey, Canuta. Can you get out the way, please?
How can I help you?
Can I help you with something? Well, I may have one request. Don't you think it's quite dark at night? Well, yes. That's the thing with nights, isn't it? I thought that a couple of standing torches would light up the atmosphere. Actually, I kind of agree with that. I don't really want to make standing torches, but that's alright. I wanted to do lampposts. They're under construction, aren't they? No, they might not be. They might be under survival. They're under survival. So there's a torch. No, I might be wrong again. There we are. Stone, linen fabric, and linen thread. All of which we have. Wonder how many she wants. She wants... it says standing torch with a colon. It doesn't have a number on it. That's awkward. I know my first blizzard that I ever lived through, I was fairly young. I think it was 8 or 9. And it was in Colorado Springs, Colorado. We were visiting my stepdad's grandpa. And we got 6 feet of snow overnight. And what was supposed to be a weekend trip turned into a week-long trip. It was very awkward. You open the front door to leave, and it's snow up to the top. You mostly get ice storms. Fair enough. You're back. Thank you for those items. This is going to be impressive. That's my way out of here. Wait, what's this all about? You see, a few years ago, I lived in a city of stone, and I was apprenticed to a man who called himself an alchemist. He created not only various concoctions, but also unusual substances. One, for example, made the floor slippery, so it was easier to move heavy goods. These were fascinating times. I learned a lot, but the master was getting old. One day, he drank a flask of rust remover by mistake. Awful way to go. His workshop was taken over, and I ended up on the street. Surely you knew a lot. Couldn't you find work elsewhere? I was left without equipment or ingredients. I snuck into the workshop to retrieve some, but I was caught by the new owner and branded an outlaw. They even wanted to cut my hands off, but I managed to escape the city. You know the rest. I wandered around various villages, often pretending to be a child, which provided me with food and shelter, but always up to a point. That's why this glowing mixture will help me find a new master and a proper workshop. I think you fell on your head. A glowing vial? Nonsense. I thought you were going to do something along the lines of an infusion for itchy feet. You surprised me. You will need a lot of fireflies, but what does this have to do with alchemy? No, there's cotton wool inside and a specially distilled blend of wine and herbs. You remove the cork, insert a piece of linen cloth, and set it on fire. It glows better than a torch. I heard there's an herbalist living in the northern village in the forest. Will you deliver my work to her and ask her if she'll take me on as an apprentice? Surely you'll do better in the wilderness than me. All right. We're headed up there anyway, so this is not a problem. It's a young boy orphaned in Ostoya. His dream is to learn alchemy. Could you help him? Janik, a small lad, has some experience in helping an alchemist. He asks if he could be your apprentice. I work mostly with herbs and other gifts of the forest. My concoctions are simple recipes inherited from my parents. I don't wonder why they work if they do. I'm sorry, I'm not going to teach him anything new that he doesn't already know. Can you recommend somebody else? The boy has a strange practice of making concoctions from unusual substances, like this strange vial. Mad recipes, experiments, and unusual components. There is someone like that, but I can never entrust him with young adepts. Unless you want the boy to end up as an ingredient in some alchemical decoction himself. I feel like that's a him problem. Description fits like a glove. I think that will do. Who is it? I was surprised by a man who jumped out from behind a bush with a pot, into which he wished to collect my excrements. A lovely man. Unfortunately, I didn't have to follow the need at the moment. Anyway, look for him in the swamp. Oh my god, it's the redneck in the swamp. Oh my. Well, we get to go talk to the swamp redneck again. So that's a thing. Alright, now there is still a quest up here that we should probably grab while we're here. I don't want to spend too much time questing. I really do want to do some building today. And we really do need to replenish some bronze after all that we used.
How can I help you?
What's troubling you, young man? Ah, I've been thinking about you recently, lady. Greetings to you. You have? Why would that be? I didn't mean to annoy you. It's just simply your reputation precedes you. And our village owes you a lot of all that favor. Owes you a lot for all the favors. Okay. Do me an honor and raise a toast with me. You deserve it. How could I refuse? I have a bottle at an outpost just outside the village. The place is not far away. Come on. He's a friggin' bandit, isn't he? Tresson Mountain all over. Yeah. Yep, he's going to take us to that little encampment place that we found not too long ago, isn't he? And try and jump us. That's fine. We've got a bow and some iron arrows. I got you, buddy. He wants us to go to an abandoned building for a bottle of liquor. I feel like this is a trap. Because one of these buildings is like half destroyed and we were going to investigate it. Thank you for joining me. Take this bottle of mead, accept a toast to the friend of Klonica, to your health and prosperity. That's flattering, to yours too. Now as the icebreaking's done, I suppose I should finally introduce myself. My name is Jeropelk, but some call me the son of the she-wolf. It's because I happen to be heir to the chieftainess of our village. My mother falls all over herself to prepare me for my future role as a hunter and village elder. Problem is, I don't really see myself as either of them. The harder she tries to oversee me, the more doubts and flaws I see in my actions. The pressure makes me want to leave this place for good. You, on the other hand, seem to get along well with people and you're good at fixing their problems. What advice do you have for a man in such a quandary? I'm very impressed that he didn't try to mug us. Your heritage is not something you choose. It comes with both privileges and duties. Embrace what you have instead of dwelling on what you don't. That's sound advice. Your work may feel like punching an adamant stone wall, but keep in mind that there will eventually come that one final blow that will smash it in half. Take your time, young man. Meeting people's needs is like trying to stuff a pig's belly to the brim. It's an endless task with ever-growing needs. Learn when to say no, or else you'll end... Honestly, 1 and 3 are both very solid advice. But I feel like 3 is a bit too much realism for somebody at 17. Welcome back. Let's take a sip to that. Does your kin have a long story in these lands? Our family has borne the title of village leader since its very beginning. Last time it was passed in unusual circumstances, though. My mother, Slawa, claimed the position after my father, I'm not even going to try, went missing. He was the greatest tracker and hunter this land has ever known. I wish I could make him proud. He never hesitated like I do, and he always did what he wanted to. If only I knew him a little bit better. Was he that good of a scout? He lost himself in the woods after all. I feel like that's accurate. Of course he was. Don't even try to imply anything else. No one could survive that kind of blizzard. My mother says it was the harshest winter she remembers. Let's drink to his memory and legacy, then. I can't miss such a worthy toast in memory of my father. But darn, my bottle is empty. I've got wine hidden around. Fetch us some bottles, please, and do the honors. This is a one-of-a-kind workplace you have here. It's well equipped. I'll look around. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that's... Oh, okay. Good job. That should suffice. To the honor of the finest huntsman this land has ever given birth to. And to his son, who will soon follow in his footsteps. Ugh, tastes worse than I remember. It's the current year, and I must not have properly filtered. If it's the current year, it isn't aged at all, kid. As for the footsteps, that won't be so easy. I've tried countless times. I studied his trails over and over. I visited his favorite spots and stared at the same stale trees and rocks in the hope I'd finally feel something. Nothing came but cold shivers and emptiness. Did you give up in the end? I tell myself that the northern forest still has something to offer me, and I may have missed something, but my father has long been gone, and traces of his past slowly wither. This delusion kept me from thinking about leading our village one day. I'm just not ready. I truly believe the woods would prepare me for the role, just like they hardened my father. Even if I decide to go back there, the area got a lot more dangerous than it used to be. Wild beasts have not been the only dwellers of the forest recently. Bandits and smugglers disturb the peace and scare away the wild game. Curse them. You seem to be a really interesting individual. Tell me more about your favorite place. Bandits are the plague of this land. Where did you see these scoundrels? Don't worry, we're safe here. They usually watch for lonely wanderers. No enemy dares to come too close to our village. We're armed and strong, and they know that. Keep your secrets, then. I may scout the forest on my own. No, wait, you can't. I mean, you can, but I won't let you. I won't let you go alone. Count me in. It's my forest, after all. Oh, boy, here we go.
He may look like
That's my guts roaring. I need something to chew on if we're gonna keep drinking this excuse for a wine. Get some woodcutter's cheese, would you? They may be tough, but they aren't too observant of anything besides work. No one will notice. They stash it away in their camp. Look around. I need to answer nature's call. Cheese is my religion? That sounds disturbing. Alright, but it better taste good. I did not expect this quest to be this long. I thought he was going to try to jump us and we were going to murder him. It never occurred to me that he was a chieftain kid. I was afraid I'd die from starvation. Here you go. I think no one noticed anything. They taste just as good as they look. Yum. Besides, don't worry about our axe-wielding companions. They're packed with them, so much that the stench never leaves them. Lovely. Lumberjacks trade wood for goods in Piastovia, but above all, they buy cheese. Their weakness for it makes them blind to the prices they get for their stock. Those stiffs aren't as bright as we cunning hunters are, and always vigilant, you know. He's drunk. Enough talk. Let's take us another bottle and have a bite to our endeavor. You counted me in. Don't forget that. Cheers. I'm gonna pretend to drink the bottle. Gotta get rested before our scout. Where's my pallet? I need to lay down for a while. Lend me a hand. That's enough for you, my friend. I better walk you home. He gets the munchies when he drinks, right? Well, isn't that why they have beer nuts and pretzels? I mean, it's a thing. Geraldine, you all right there? Got your head through the tree, do you? Just all right. Apparently donkeys are magic. The rules of matter don't apply to them.
Nobody understands me.
It took ages. Why did you take a detour? I didn't get myself home. I'd get myself home much faster. Stop whining. You're home in one piece. That's what matters. You led the way. Heck yeah, I did. I am a leader after all. Where did my bed go? Son of a great tracker for sure. Oh my god. Oh, I thought it was going to let us go hunt the bandits without him. I'm disappointed. It might be the next short, yeah. Alright, time to go find the banjos. I'm glad you guys enjoy them. I wasn't sure. It's the first time that we've really dabbled in those. Some of them are admittedly funnier than others, but still. The Raining Bandits one has to be my favorite. It was a known bug, and they patched it shortly after that video, but that is quite possibly my favorite short so far. Hey, Ulrich. Ooh, a guest. What are you holding there, precious? Have you hidden a piece of yourself in that bottle? That's not disturbing or anything. What's up with his eyes? He didn't have makeup on last time. It's a gift from a lad called Janik. This vial is to be opened and set on fire, brighter than a torch. He's looking for a new master to guide him in the art of alchemy. A master of disaster. That's me, baby. Give me that and let me take a sniff. Uh-oh. Do you want to kill me? It's an assassination. Quick, attack him, trees. Protect your beautiful god. Oh, now you're not moving. This man is absolutely insane, and I love him. What do you mean? It's just supposed to be a glowing bottle. You wanted to burn me alive while looking me straight in the eye, melt my face away, huh? Then crawl into my crisp remains and live in me like a burrow. Old school. I appreciate people with principles. Wow. That's a lot, man. Okay, as I mentioned, the lad's looking for a new master to teach him some alchemy. Would you... Boom! It's what it should have done. But it didn't, sadly. The boy has a drive to be a pyromaniac, or just a maniac at least. With my teachings, this glowing baby would turn you into a fried steak in a flash. Does that mean yes? Fire and boom, baby. This is it. Where is he? No, don't tell me. I'll find the snot myself. Such talent cannot go to waste like an accidental poop drop in the bog. What the crap? Oh, pun not intended. Go away. Never come here again and visit me sometimes. Don't be a stranger. Alright. I think I might have just ended Janik's life. Oh. So that's a thing that happened. I like the new quests. They're funny, they're entertaining. They're entertaining, which is the big thing. The only real problem that I have with them is there's no real semblance of a storyline. They seem to be a random assortment of tasks, basically. Which is fine, but I feel like we're missing the underpinning storyline at the same time.
Sometimes I've got a few.
Well, we really, really, really need to start building stuff soon, though, because we have so much stone at this point, it's becoming a problem. Like, there's like 1,500 stone in storage right now. And houses are going to be the easiest way to get rid of it. Because that's going to be 100 per house. Eventually, we're going to need at least 4. We're going to need 1 to make tools, 1 to refine copper, 1 to refine tin, and 1 to refine bronze. And then once we get to iron, we're going to have 1 to refine iron and 1 to make tools out of iron. So we'll basically just have to add 1. Well, 2. We'll add 2. So eventually we're going to be up to 6, I think. Smithies. So one to refine the iron, one to make the iron into things, and then we're going to want to maintain the bronze, because bronze is currently worth more than iron as far as money per bar goes. Unless they change that sometime in the future. I like all the random wrecked carts around our village, too. They're all already looted, too. It just makes it look like we're brigands. Although, I mean, if it would let me hold up the Castellan at Spear Point and take his money, I would do it. Not because I want to be a thief, just because he's an ass. And I feel like that would be legitimate comeuppance. You robbed his house. And he deserved it. Yes, yes he did. And his poor wife. I feel like if we murdered him, we'd actually be doing her a public service. Because if you talk to her, he doesn't let her talk to strangers. He doesn't let her do stuff. Like, I don't understand why she would marry the man. I feel like respect is the bare minimum that you can expect out of a relationship. Like, the bare minimum. Oh, what buff is that? I don't know what buff that is. It looks like a temperature protection buff, but I don't remember Potage giving that. No, it does! It gives temperature tolerance now. That's new! Yeah, she's not allowed to socialize with peasants, but that's all there is to talk to. Exactly. And who are you to tell your wife who she can and can't speak to? Maybe that's just an American thing? I don't know, but... yeah, I feel like he's dead. Alright, seriously, I need you to move one way or the other. Come in or move. I don't care which. Don't unstuck me back inside. There we go. Look who we have here, our local troublemaker. Are you proud of yourself? What do you mean? Cut it out. I know you helped some of our people, but that does not allow you to cross the line of decency. What were you thinking while pouring so much booze into my son's mouth? Poor boy, he's the heir of the village, and you made a laughingstock of him. I'm very sorry, I didn't want to... Nah, I didn't want to ruin his reputation. Your words mean nothing to me. There's no excuse for leading my child astray by foolishly offering him some drinks. You wanted to talk about living up to his father's legacy in those difficult times. Maybe if you were more open to a conversation. How dare you interfere with my family's affairs? You have no mercy in ripping those old wounds open. My son must look forward, not back. He's already dealt with his father's passing, and yet you have shown up, stirred up what has already been sedated. I wouldn't say he's dealt with it. Do you even know your own child? That is a terrible thing to say to a mom. Even the worst mom would go for the jugular with that. I'm a mama's boy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Quiet, your actions will bring pain to our household again. He was mumbling about the forest again. And now I'm now sure it's your doing. He's gone down this trail numerous times and found nothing but regret. The boy should make his decisions without the influence of outsiders. His father is gone, and you should focus on the living, not the dead. Case closed. I'm not your child, woman. Don't yell at me again. Oh, now you're awake. You're just gonna stand in here while she... He does not look 17. Look at that face. He looks like he's in his mid-30s. You're back and in quite good shape, I see. Meanwhile, I feel like someone has split my head open with an axe a few times. Well, I mean, we could have. Do you have anything to drink by chance? Even a drop will do. I'm dying of thirst. Some claim that what hurts you may also be your remedy. Here, grab a drink. No, I don't have anything on me. Didn't I tell you to get some supplies? We're supposed to set out for the woods. No matter, I'll get something on the way. I'd do anything to lay down for a bit longer. But I heard how my mother blew up on you. My brain almost melted. She's furious and obviously overreacting, but that's who she is. Let's get out of here. Right behind you. This is not going to end well, is it? Oh, this was your camp that I raided. Neat. I didn't have an opportunity to talk with my father face to face. Mother always interfered. This is the only place where we had a few conversations. These are fond memories, but one stands out. He told me he had been trying to have a child for many years. When he almost lost all hope, I was born. Father broke his usually withdrawn character and confessed how proud and at the same time terrified he was when he learned his wife was pregnant. Must have been a special moment for both of you. Our bond tightened in that moment. I hadn't seen him have any doubts before. We were not that different after all, so I decided to become a great hunter, just like he was devouring his knowledge when my mother wasn't watching until the very day he vanished. This place is special to me, although there's really nothing here. I've been to this bench countless times. Let's move on. Are we just taking a trip down memory lane, kid? Like, you could have remembered the bench without having to go to it, you know. I feel like there's probably something hidden back in this corner. No? Disappointing. The way that stuff was piled, I expected there to be something back there. Look at it! You seriously couldn't pull out your bow and help. Look at how close they were. Like, we're talking 10 yards. It's a relief that you're back in one piece. I don't care if they're dead or alive. I wouldn't like to see them up close in either state. Did you learn anything about the safe house? Nothing out of the ordinary, except one thing. There was a rusty axe hidden in the upper part of the cottage. Looks like it's awesome action. And I don't mean wood chopping. See, right there on the handle. Looks like old blood traces. It's hard to see. The tool is very rusty, but there's a symbol. It resembles a pig, or rather a boar. Must have laid there for quite a while. It's almost invisible. That your father's axe? I don't think so, but it looks very familiar. Our lumberjacks use similar tools. The only person who visited this place beside my dad was his friend Needon, and he would rather lose his arm than leave his axe. That's strange. I've peered inside the abandoned houses several times during my scouting. I suppose I wasn't observant enough, or someone placed it there recently. I will have to think that over. If there's one last place I would like to visit before we return, come with me. Hey, is this an ore cave? Alright, we're here. What's so interesting about this place? It's related to my last memory of my father. This is the place we visited together right before he perished. It was a unique moment since he decided to share some stories about his youth. Believe me, he almost never mentioned his past, being a reserved man that he was, but at the time he mentioned his activities with Needon. They were hiding contraband. Everything, including hides, antlers, packages of dried meat, arrows, and meat. Above all, they didn't want the Castellans' filthy paws touching their stock. It's been dragging for some years now. I wonder what they would think of the current governor of the Oxbow. The past seems to be a much more pleasant time to live in. You know, that's always true, though. The past always seems like a better time to live in, but realistically, it really wasn't. It's the whole rose-colored glasses thing. It's like, I miss the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s compared to now, but also, my computer is amazing, and I have some of the most realistic video games I've ever played, and those were not a thing in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. So, I mean, we look back fondly. We're designed, our brains are designed to only remember good stuff like that. Oh, there we go. It's just your perspective. Those lads were the same back then as you are right now, having similar doubts and worries about the future. It's true. Who doesn't get nostalgic? History likes to repeat itself. I love the 80s. Yeah, the 80s were a good time. It's valuable to know what drove your ancestors forward, or what brought them to their knees. There's only now and what the next... Yeah, that's true. Time only moves in one direction, kid. That strikes me hard, but there's truth in your words. By repeatedly reliving my ancestors' stories, I only grow deeper and deeper roots in the past. Maybe it's time to finally look forward to my own descendants, who will one day look at my deeds. You were a teen, perfect time, right? I was not a teen, I was a young child, but I was a young child who could play, even in the poor parts of town that we lived, and the trailer park that was super sketchy. I could play in the front yard without having to worry about getting kidnapped or anything bad happening to me. That's enough reminiscing. Let's look around. I've been to the cave several times with no avail. You could explore it one more time while I search around outside and keep watch. Although, to be fair, I don't think kids play outside anymore. Oh, there's no ore in here. This cave's disappointing. Unexpected guests. Thank you, my friend. What would we do without your aid? Those vermin nested in our cave for days. Are you refugees? This is no place to live. Refugees? Nah, not anymore. Our cave is safe now. Oh, great. And you're right, this isn't the place to live for common folk like yourselves. I'm sure your hoe is cooling down somewhere on your farm. You better go warm it back up. Keep testing my patience? I would love to murder him, but that's not... We'll say no need to be rude. One of my favorite sayings is, always be polite. It costs you nothing but time and can save as much as your life. Forgive my brash words and manners. I go by the name Zemko, and this is my grumpy brother Lemek. We're nothing but humble hermits living deep in the woods far from the village turmoil. We're grateful to your unselfish aid, but naturally nothing goes for free, as my mama used to say. Take this piece of bronze. We have no use for pretties like this. That's an interesting piece. Where did you get it? We found it under a pile of rocks, entangled in scraps and rotten cloth. Nothing valuable worth your time is left there. Now you've got your reward. Leave us be. Scram, you two. A tin. What do they want from you? They seem to be grateful in their own weird way for making their cave safer again. I noticed they gave you something small. What was it? Nothing special, just an old bronze pin, a bit tarnished on top. Take a look if you wish. That shape. This is impossible. It's the symbol of our village leaders. They've been carrying it on their chests for generations until my father went missing. He was in possession of the only pin that I know of. This means it has to be his. Where did they get it from? Did they say? What did they do to him? The talkative one mentioned this pile of rocks. Said they found it recently and it had no value for them. Your favorite is do not meddle in the affairs of dragons, for you are crunchy and go well with ketchup. I actually have a bumper sticker that says that. I haven't put it on a vehicle because I would rather not lose the bumper sticker when I lose the car. But I still have a bumper sticker that says that. I've had it since, probably 95 or 96. The talkative one mentioned this pile of rocks. He said they found it recently and it had no value for them, right? We have to search for it. Maybe there's something else under the boulders. Let's take a closer look. I think you might not be happy with our findings. Search through the gaps. Old tanned leather, maybe a remnant of old contraband hidden there years ago. Put the larger stones aside. A few empty bottles. There's no doubt those two hermits searched the pile, dig deeper. After a few grabs with your hand, a large bone emerges out of the box. Rocks surrounded by other smaller fragments. They are soon followed by a shoe with a fossilized foot still in it with a ragged cloak-like material. Wrap the remains in the cloak and take them with you. You bought your son a t-shirt with it on it? That's awesome. I saw what you found there. Is it him? I can't believe it. This looks like an intentional burial. Doesn't make any sense. This cloth somewhat resembles his cloak, but the color's faded. But that's nothing. Look at the bones. They're all in terrible condition. Was my father torn to pieces by some wild animals? Was this his end? Or did someone help him die? It's hard to say. Let's not make a hasty decision. This pile of rocks is a mess, not to mention the condition of the remains. Judging by the conditions of the remains, it had to be something strong and cunning. I'd say the wild got him. Someone must have covered them with a layer of stones. Wild beasts are not so thoughtful. It honestly looks like it could have been a rock slide based on the hills here. Could you give it to me, please? You're holding it wrong. Of course, kid. It's so light. Forgive me. You're still in possession of the mysterious axe. Take it to Needon. No one will tell you more about it than him, even if he doesn't talk much in general. I'd never expect our little trip in the woods to end like this. I need some time alone now. Yep, fair enough. really wanted to build today, and I got sidetracked by quests again. We did get our mine run done, though. Why are you disturbing me? I didn't call for company. Whoa, dude! Not cool! Seems you've forgotten your manners, but I'll tell you more about it if you tell me more about this axe. You hold its haft and hit with its head. Try not to hurt yourself. We don't have a barber surgeon here to sew you up. Now leave me alone. I know how to swing an axe. I wanted to ask you about this specific one. Why me? Because you're the expert in the field, of course. We came upon a tool that could have been wielded by one of the local lumberjacks. Monty Python. Ah, you got the reference. Well done, Melody. That makes me happy. That's bollocks. Only a damn fool would lose or sell his heirloom. We treat our tools with great deliberation. It can either wear down during work or be passed down when you die. There is no other option. How can you get familiar with the principal rules? How can you not be familiar with the principal rules of our society? I'm bored with this conversation already. Please, there's a boar symbol in the head of this axe, you see. It's very rusty, but still visible. Maybe you know who it belongs to? It cannot be. That's a fake. It's outrageous. Give me that weapon at once. So you do recognize it. Of course I do. It's mine. But how could it be? Oh, I know. It must be their fault. I'm sure of it. Bloody Wojmir's men. They must have stolen it. Now don't play games and give it back. Not so fast. First tell me why it would end up in the cottage of a missing hunter deep in the woods. How would I know that? Stop pushing your luck too far with all these allegations. We haven't actually accused him of anything. Or the rusty axe will end up in your skull in a second. How? We still have possession of it. Don't waste your breath. Even if I wanted to give it back, this piece of iron belongs to the heir of the village now. Please calm down a bit. I meant no disrespect. Just doing so was son a favor. Here on behalf of Juropelk, and believe me that this is the only thing stopping me from bashing your teeth in right now. That's fair. He's too molly to wipe his own ass. Fair enough. But I should have known... yep. There's... Wow. This cursed family will never stop tormenting me. I had enough. Be gone. Maybe we'll talk some more when you calm down. Alright, well, we did get to upgrade our workshop to tier 2, but that's pretty much the only building that we did today, unfortunately. I had plans to start on the main village. I just wanted to finish that one quest, and then I got sidetracked. But that's alright, we did some quests, and it was fun. And we got to do some exploring and see some weird things with the donkey. So that was different. But overall, we did get our mining done, and we got our tools replenished. And now they have their harvesting tools, so they should be able to take care of the oats or the rye for us on the season change. So we shouldn't have to worry about that, which will give us some extra time for building tomorrow night. So, unfortunately, guys, it is about that time. Well, it's actually well past that time. I was not paying any attention. But yeah, so if you guys learned anything useful today, or if you had a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. And if you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night. And we will hopefully see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. It's always fun.